Alright, let's start with a 360-degree walk around to see if its overall look and details are what you're interested in. Also, I wanted to share a key point with everyone. Actually, the hardware of the ZhuiguangL is basically the same as the 2026 plug-in hybrid Dreamer Blueprint, just with a different model. Okay, after the 360-degree walk around, let's come to the car's side and talk about its basic specs. First, its length is 5.12 meters, width 1.98 meters, height 1.52 meters, wheelbase 3 meters, and minimum turning radius 5.6 meters. Because it features a four-wheel independent steering wedge mode, the drag coefficient is 0.22. The total vehicle weight is 2.37 tons, and the fully loaded weight is 2.76 tons. There are 4 exterior color options and 2 interior color choices. Now let's take a look at its logo. Let's move to the front of the car. First of all, as you can see, the front face of the car is designed to resemble a kunpeng, mythical bird, spreading its wings. And at the same time, it features a soaring grille with 34 vertical bars, which really gives it a very dignified and prestigious look. As for the headlights, to put it simply, they are inspired by the Chinese character for water, a split-type headlight design that mimics flowing water. Now let's switch the camera angle to see how the headlights change. Here you can see its turn signals. And here are its low beam and high beam headlights. Okay, let's take another look. The front features an open-style air intake grille. As you can see, it's not an active shutter grille, so this is actually an area that could be improved in the future. And here is its ADAS intelligent driving blue light. Now let's take a look at its side profile. According to the official description, this is the head held high, soaring to the clouds side profile. It's definitely very streamlined, there's no doubt about that. Then at the rear, the English lettering for blueprint is also an ADAS blue light. Now let's talk about its rear design, which can be considered as... The rear design is described officially as soaring to great heights. These are all official terms, and honestly, they do sound pretty good. Now let's take a look at its doors. Okay, it has soft closing doors. In the front row. Okay, those are also electric doors. At the same time, the small light on the handle here is a really nice detail. Actually, this car looks very impressive overall, and the attention to detail is excellent as well, so the overall light and shadow effects are really good. Let's switch perspectives to take a look at the space and some detailed features. First of all, this car doesn't have a front trunk, but for the sake of a thorough review, we still need to check it out. The way to open the front trunk isn't much different from traditional cars. It's also open from underneath here. Personally, I think they could have changed this design. If they made a pull handle at the lower left position near your left leg and labeled it 2 times, wouldn't that be even better? Then you could lift it open with just one hand. Now listen to this sound. Did you hear that? There's this pressurized sound, which is really nice. As for the front trunk, this is its situation. It doesn't have one. Then you can just press it down with one hand. It's very easy, but what about this part? Without the electric suction, it could actually be improved so that you can just press it down with one hand. Electric suction and electric ejection are the most basic features for a premium car like this, so I hope they can be improved in the future. Now let's move to the rear of the car and take a look at its trunk space. You open it using this button here, so don't try to reach underneath anymore. Take a look at the overall trunk. Can you see it? Let's use our laser rangefinder first. Let's use the laser rangefinder to measure its overall depth and width. It's approximately 1 meter. Now let's measure from this groove here. It's about 1.3 meters. It's about 1 meter wide. The capacity, although not very large, is still close to 410 liters. At the same time, the sides of the trunk are all covered in soft padding, but there are no other buttons, including side lights or anything like that. This area can actually serve as a sentimental space in the future. There's a projection lamp above, which is pretty nice. Below, as you can see, there's no recessed space. It's all for storing tools. All right, let's close the trunk now. Now let's open the rear door and give everyone an overview of the interior. First of all, this car can seat 5 people in total when fully occupied, 2 in the front. Then it features a split panoramic roof for the first and second rows with no sunroof, but both come with sunshades. Now let's get inside the car and test its NVH, noise, vibration, and harshness performance. The lowest reading is 34.5. The performance is still excellent, really impressive. Now let's step outside and test the strength of the car body. This is basically the door slamming test. Let's open the second row door first. Now I'll slam it hard. Listen to this. Okay, it's still quite solid. Now let's check the front row. It's even heavier, so the safety of this car's body is absolutely guaranteed. As everyone knows, Dongfeng does a great job when it comes to the sturdiness of their car bodies. Now I'll take out my magnetic tester and check the car's body. This part can't attract the magnet. The front fender works. Now the front door. Okay. Second row door. Alright, now we move to the rear fender. Okay, now let's take a closer look at the spacious trunk area. Alright, this part works too. Alright, that's the basic overview of the car body. Now let's switch perspectives and move on to the next part. Alright, let's talk about its chassis and suspension. The entire lineup comes equipped with CDC Magic Carpet suspension, and it also uses Continental tires as standard, with 20-inch wheels and a width of 245. There will definitely be more optional configurations in the future. Also, its front suspension uses a double wishbone independent setup, which is great for ensuring comfort. Now let's take a look at the rear suspension. It's equipped with a 5-link independent suspension, and the whole system comes with air suspension as well. As for whether it's dual motor or single motor, we'll talk about that later. As for the chassis, 90% of it is made of pure aluminum. Regarding ground clearance, let's use our Black Bear laser tester to measure it. Okay, the reason is that the floor is carpeted, so the measurement might not be completely accurate. Right now it shows 15.6, but I think the actual clearance should be more than 16.5. Alright, let's switch perspectives now and move on to the next part. Alright, let's first talk about its power and energy consumption. First of all, this car is equipped across the entire lineup with a 1.5T turbocharged engine. The all-wheel drive version has dual motors, 150 kilowatts in the front and 230 kilowatts in the rear. It uses 95 octane gasoline, and this is its fuel filler cap. Its top speed reaches 200 kilometers per hour, and its braking distance from 100 to 0 kilometers per hour is 34.8 meters. The battery is 63 kilowatt-hour ternary lithium pack, a mixed installation from KTL and Svolt. CLTC pure electric range 410 km, combined range 1400 km, pure electric energy consumption 14 to 15 kWh per 100 km. Features 800V 3D architecture with 55C charging efficiency. Supports lifetime warranty for 3 electric components and lifetime basic maintenance. As you can see, this is its electronic door closing mechanism, which is indeed quite impressive and represents a significant upgrade. Alright, let's switch perspectives to the next part. Its support structure and safety features. It's equipped with a 192-thread laser radar, a 4D millimeter wave radar, 3 11-megapixel high-definition cameras, 12 ultrasonic radars, and 2 cameras inside the car. However, these specifications are still unconfirmed, as the vehicle hasn't been released, so discrepancies may exist. Now, let's get inside and discuss the interior. It's equipped with a Huawei 9610 in-car chip. I'll mention this in advance. This here is an electronic door closing method. After entering the car, I personally hope that stepping on the brake could automatically close the door, in other words, an electric door. That would make this car even better. Now let's open up the car's interface. It's a bit bright in here, so I'll dim it a little and continue explaining to everyone. First, the intelligent driving chip and computing power of this car haven't been disclosed. The intelligent driving system is ADAS 4.0.3, new version Max, supporting map-free urban and highway driving assistance PRP 2.0, featuring end-to-end VPD 2.0. Parking functions include remote parking in-out via mobile and leaving the car for parking in-out, all available. For safety, it has the CS 4.0 authoritative collision avoidance system, including LOCP lateral obstacle collision prevention and front-rear AEB active emergency braking. Enhanced steering assistance is also included. All right, now let me explain to everyone what exactly Huawei's Harmony OS Cockpit 5.1 is and what that point 1 actually means. Simply put, it means that all screens support high-performance 60 frames per second, which is fantastic. It also features Shanghai image quality technology, supports AI dimming, low blue light eye protection, and enhances the visual experience. As you can see, all of this is really impressive. All right, now let's talk about its Sentry mode. Sentry mode is actually quite simple. It supports both home and office, and you don't need to turn it on manually. Basically, in other places, it's off, but as soon as you arrive at home or the office, it automatically activates. This is a really useful feature. All right, let's switch perspectives and move on to the next part. First, I'll do a one-shot legroom test for everyone. Remember, this is a one-shot test using my laser rangefinder. I've already adjusted the seat for this test. As you can see, my knees are already touching the front edge. The laser rangefinder shows about 8 centimeters, so let's take a look at how many centimeters of space are left in the second row. Let's also check the distance from my knees to the back of the first row seat. There's still about 22 centimeters left, so the space here is actually quite good. Now let's take a look at the second row. The middle seat is relatively soft, but the backrest is on the firmer side. This is something I want everyone to pay attention to, and this area is passable. You just need to press here to open the armrest box. On top of the armrest box, there's an 8-inch screen with quite a lot of functions. This part can also be opened, and underneath there's a space where you can put some books or keys without any problem. At the same time, after you close the armrest box, looking at the back here, see, if you pull it down, this plastic opening opens up. What is this opening for? It's perfectly fine for small animals to crawl back and forth through it. If you have a cat or a small dog, it's definitely okay. And then in the front we have this 8-inch screen. I'll demonstrate its functions for everyone in a bit. There are a lot of features up here, including the left and right seats. The section in the middle of the rear seats controls the cooler and warmer box, which supports temperatures from -6 to 50 degrees Celsius. So both cooling and heating are supported. It also includes the seat recline angle and ventilation. The heating and massage functions have 10 massage points, and the full body relaxation supports 5 different modes. There's also an additional percussion massage feature, but let me explain something to everyone. The massage works like this. Take a look at how it actually performs on me. And then, looking at the rear seats here, see this part that's bulging out? It only supports the lumbar and back areas. It doesn't support the hip area. As for the softness here, you can tell this is the cloud seat, including its side bolsters and so on. It's still pretty standard, that kind of thing. All right, let's close it up and continue talking about some of its other features. I'll press it again here. The seat is actually quite soft, and the backrest is also very soft. Really nice. Now take a look at the car door. There's a light on the top, and that's about it. Up here, there are 2 exposed speakers. This part is a button to adjust the seat's reclining angle, and here you can adjust the windows. Below that, there's also a physical emergency door release button. All right, that's basically the situation. There's a wooden trim here, and the second row can also enjoy it. This small tray table behind the front passenger seat can be extended. I feel like this might be an optional add-on. There's a small storage compartment here, and underneath there's nothing at all. Actually, you could add a drawer or something in the future. I think this space could be put to use. In the middle here, there's the air conditioning. So what does it use? It's a 4-zone climate control system, which is really nice. And here, one is 27 watts and the other is 60 watts. I don't quite understand. Wouldn't it be better if they were set the same? Also, behind the front driver's seat, there is no small tray table. Take a look at the upper part. It's all covered in suede, so it feels really nice to the touch. Up here, this is the panoramic sunroof. The sunroofs for the first and second rows are separated. All right, now I'm stepping outside the car, and we've finished talking about everything in the second row. Let's take a look at the situation in the first row. And then regarding the car windows, the rear windows are privacy glass, and even the rear windshield for the trunk area is already taken care of, so you don't need to add any extra film. It's all equipped for you. Also, if you look at the doors in the first row, they're all made of wood. These real wood trim panels are very beautiful. All of these are standard features, so I won't go into detail about them. Below, there's also a physical emergency door release. As everyone knows, this door opens electronically. Here is an external Dynaudio speaker. Let's take a look at the seat settings. This part is actually quite standard. Here you have the leg support, which can be extended for added length. I think this is a good response to user feedback, as they've added a lot of new features. This section is for lumbar support adjustment, and its softness is the same as the cloud seats in the second row. Take a look at these side bolsters as well. I think these side bolsters are designed to be especially wide. I'm actually looking forward to seeing how it feels to drive this car a bit more aggressively in the future. As for the brake and accelerator pedal positions, they're quite sturdy, no major issues there. At the same time, this car doesn't have any underfloor storage space. Everyone, remember this detail. Now, let's move the seat all the way back, since I've adjusted it to a position that's more suitable for driving. Next, let's look down here. It has a stylish door sill, which is quite nice. After getting into the car, let's first check out some of the side ports. Here there's a USB data port and a Type-C fast charging port. Then, in the center of the T-shaped console here, this is the 4-zone air conditioning. Now, on both the left and right sides, there's only one spot equipped with a wireless charger. This area is for cup holders, and here is its 6.6-liter refrigerator. It supports temperatures from -6 to over 50 degrees. Let me add something else. The wireless charging area can be modified to support dual wireless charging, meaning you can have 2 wireless chargers. Now let's close the car door and continue our discussion. First, let's take a look at the T-shaped console. Below it, there's a quick access phone holder. Take a look at the middle section here. There isn't one here, it's not present. Then on each side, there is one on both sides. Alright, the middle section here is a centrally positioned speaker with a sunrise and sunset motif. You should be aware of this. Now let's take a look at its sun visor and the makeup mirror it includes. Alright, there are 3 levels of brightness adjustment and 3 levels of color temperature adjustment, which is really nice. Plus, it's not small, it's actually quite wide. Here is one of the cameras, and now let's take a look at some of the buttons above. Here are 2 large dome lights, which are very bright. You can just tap them to turn them off. This button is for adjusting the sunshades above the first and second rows. And here, of course, is the streaming rear view mirror. Next, let's take a look at the car doors, the seat details, and so on. They're all really well done. On the side, there's also a quick adjustment design for moving the seat forward and backward, as well as for adjusting the recline angle. Hello, Blueprint. Please activate the zero-gravity seat. Please ensure the safety of passengers and items in the front and rear rows. Do you want to proceed? Yes, proceed. Alright, after seeing its zero-gravity seat, just imagine how comfortable it would be to lie here in China. At the same time, let's take a look at its storage area. Here there's a hook, just like in the previous Blueprint Zhiyin and Free Plus models. Below there's also a 12-volt, 120-watt external power outlet, which can be used for things like cigarette lighters and so on. There are also 3 aroma diffuser slots here, so you definitely need to buy the aroma diffusers. Just plug them in and you're good to go. This glove compartment here isn't really a glove compartment, it's more like a small drawer. Its capacity is just this much, there's no extra space. Alright, now let's take a look at the other side. On the left here, there's also a very standard spot for placing your driver's license, and you can also put your ID card in there. Alright, let's talk a bit about its screens. First of all, this car is equipped with a 16.1-inch central control screen, a 29-inch HUD, and the instrument panel behind the steering wheel is 10 inches. Basically, it has everything you would expect. I can briefly mention the steering wheel. It's not that soft, not really. In fact, the material is the same as the previous Lantujian steering wheel. It's also on the firmer side. As for the other buttons, they're very traditional, so there's no need to go into detail. You can adjust them yourself, that's fine. Okay, and then looking at the front here, I really like this lever style design. It still extends out like this, and behind it is a blue engine mode. This blue engine mode is essentially a way to boost acceleration. Once you activate it, the car will surge forward very quickly. Now, let's talk about the car's infotainment system. First of all, let me tell you, its responsiveness is absolutely not an issue. All of its buttons, including the font size, are actually designed to suit all age groups. And over here is the ambient lighting. When you turn it off, do you see this light strip? That's actually the ambient light. The design is actually quite good, and it also supports music rhythm mode. In other words, when it detects music, the ambient lighting will change accordingly. And over here is the energy display. As everyone knows, it has a pure electric range of 410 kilometers, which is pretty impressive. Now let's take a look at its driving modes. Comfort mode, high energy mode, and then there's blue engine mode. Can you hear that rumbling sound? Right, and at this point, after you press the accelerator and reach 8,000 RPM, you can tap the plus button again to keep accelerating. Alright, let's turn it off now. Let's take another look at the seats. First of all, the seat heating supports steering wheel heating, and all 4 seats have heating. So they've really equipped everything for everyone. Also, the seat massage function supports all 4 seats as well, and each seat has 10 massage points. With so many functions like these, it's really very convenient to use. And finally, let's talk about the seat adjustment. It's the same. Both the driver and front passenger seats support zero-gravity seating, and the rear right seat as well. All of these are supported. And I forgot to mention how to activate the voice assistant. You just need to say, "Hello, Lantu." Alright, that's pretty much it from me. Also, regarding the small screen in the back, you need to adjust it through the central control screen if you want to switch it to dark mode. Okay, I've now covered all the exterior and interior details of the car, as well as its hardware and other features for everyone. Alright, now let's move on to the next part and switch our perspective. Okay, now we're moving on to the Black Shark sound tuning and testing segment. First, let me tell you, the audio system in the Chasing Light L has finally been upgraded. Although it uses the Harmony OS 5.1 cockpit, which is the same as the previous Blue Map Free and the all-new Blue Map sound, its audio system is way ahead of those by a long shot. They finally listened to feedback. Previously, I gave very low scores to the audio systems in those 2 cars, but for this one, I'm going to rate its audio system much higher, because the improvements are genuinely impressive. It's actually quite good for its class. Now let me talk to you about the specific settings. First, open the car's system settings. Then in the settings menu, go directly to the sound options. In the sound field section, select Custom and set the sound field position to the middle between the driver and front passenger seats. For the surround mode, stick with Hi-Fi Original Sound. As for the sound effects equalizer, just copy these settings. Choose Custom here, and in the EQ options, set the first 4 bands to 0, then 2 bands to 5, another 0, and finally, the last 2 bands to 10. That's it, don't touch anything else. Now, let's quickly switch to the next part. Switching to the music section, you'll notice that the font size in NetEase Music has become smaller, which means the screen resolution of this car has increased. At the same time, it now runs at 60 frames per second, making it very smooth. Honestly, compared to the previous 2 cars, this is a significant upgrade. The experience feels much more comfortable. Everything is so smooth, right? Then, in here, if you tap on the little whale icon, there are many sound effect options. I've tested all of the sound effects myself. In the end, you still have to choose high resolution. Just check that box and you're good. Now, let's switch to its interface and select the Ultra HD Master. Let's listen to how good the sound effects of the ZhuiguangL really are.
None of us, not a single soul, lied there in the profound darkness, completely still. You just want to go home. I don't want you to go home. Loneliness is as deep and vast as the endless sea. It's truly frightening and overwhelming. Your gentle, comforting hand softly caresses my hair. Your beautiful eyes and expressive brows say a warm hello, longing deeply for my tender embrace. But your entire body is desperately resisting, while a powerful desire burns intensely inside. Do you truly love me, or are you just pretending to? Is it not truly real? Is there someone truly better than me? For whom are you struggling? Do you genuinely love me? Or just say what's really deep down in your innermost heart? Are you really going to be with me? Hey. He and his profound love for her truly. Love. Is this fate's punishment for me? tragically turns into agonizing torment, you inevitably start to argue. Do you truly love me, or perhaps truly? Could I have done better? You no longer struggle. Do you love me, or my passion fights hard, but when I go home, I don't want to be played with anymore. Do you really love me, or what?
Truly, my dear, I have indeed found 100 compelling reasons for you. I am just that incredibly foolish. Do you genuinely love me, or are you still deeply in love?
Perhaps I really should have fully understood the situation when I was riding your bicycle all the way home. Hey. See the good in us, and I haven't even had time to forget. Do you really love me, or your continued silence is your clear answer? Let's truly stop struggling now. Go love him.